Have you ever found yourself in a situation where all facets of life seem to crumble and disintegrate, leading to a sense of bewilderment and disorientation? Perhaps in such circumstances, you became uncertain of God's plan, grappling with the rationale behind certain events. It is indeed an artist's task to repose faith in the Almighty when comprehension is elusive. However, rest assured, you're not alone in this journey. The Bible is replete with stories of individuals who underwent similar tribulations of faith, yet they found solace in trusting God despite their inability to fathom the situation. Picture this: Moses, a trusted prophet, standing at the edge of the mighty Red Sea, with the oppressive Egyptian army relentlessly pursuing him. The Israelites, filled with fear, questioned their leader and doubted God's plan. Yet with unwavering trust, Moses raised his staff and the sea was miraculously parted, unveiling a path to salvation. And what about Joseph? Sold into slavery and unjustly imprisoned, he had every reason to turn his back on God. But Joseph remained faithful, trusting that God had a greater purpose in store for him. In the end, he not only forgave his brothers, but rose to become a powerful ruler, saving Egypt and his own family from famine. The biblical account of Job's unwavering faith in the face of tremendous affliction is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Despite enduring unimaginable suffering, including the deterioration of his health, the loss of his wealth, and the scrutiny of his closet companions, Job remained steadfast in his devotion to God. In his darkest moments, he turned to the Almighty in search of solace, seeking answers and understanding amidst the chaos. Yet even as he struggled to make sense of his circumstances, he never wavered in his trust in the divine, recognizing that God's ways are infinitely higher than our own. The question of how to entrust oneself to God's will amidst a fog of incomprehension is a timeless one. The answer begins with acknowledging the ineffable nature of God's plan, a plan that surpasses our finite understanding, surrendering our need for control and placing our faith in the omniscience of the divine. We can rest assured that He is guiding us toward a greater purpose, even if its contours elude us. As the psalmist sagely instructs, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5. The advantages of placing our trust in God amidst confusion and uncertainty may not always be immediately apparent. However, relinquishing our doubts and fears opens the door to experiencing a profound sense of peace that defies comprehension. The words of comfort from the book of Isaiah affirm that those who remain steadfast in their trust in God will be kept in perfect peace. Such peace, unbounding by circumstances, empowers us to confront even the most daunting challenges with unwavering courage and hope. To foster a stronger bond with our Creator, we must prioritize the cultivation of our relationship with Him. This begins with consistent prayer and wholeheartedly seeking His counsel and wisdom. By immersing ourselves in His teaching and through the reading and contemplation of Scripture, we gain a profound understanding of His nature and steadfastness throughout human history. Additionally, participating in a faith-based community of believers can provide invaluable support and encouragement on our spiritual expedition. While challenging, trusting in God during periods of uncertainty is a pivotal component of our spiritual maturation. But why is it hard to trust God when we don't understand? Inherent within our human nature is a profound inclination to assert control over our lives, charting a course that aligns with our aspirations and ambitions. Our hearts long to be at the helm, steering the ship of our existence toward the shores of our dreams. However, when the tides of fortune turn against us and our aspirations falter, our faith can falter quickly, leaving us overwhelmed by frustration and doubt. We forget that God's ways are beyond our understanding. His plan is perfect even when it diverges from our own. The Bible reminds us in Proverbs 16, verse 9, "In their hearts humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps." Trusting in God requires surrendering our need for control and embracing His divine guidance, even when it seems counterintuitive. The apprehension we feel toward the unknown can heavily impede our ability to place trust in God. The ambiguity of a situation often sparks anxiety within us, causing us to worry about what lies ahead. The lack of clarity can make us hesitant to fully embrace God's plan. Nonetheless, the Bible offers us comfort in Jeremiah 29:11, where the Lord declares, "For I know the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Even when confusion and uncertainty abound, we can rest assured that God holds our future in His hands. Ultimately, our wavering convictions regarding the benevolence and compassion of God can impede our capacity to place our complete reliance on Him. When faced with adversity, we question how a caring God could permit anguish and affliction. We grapple with reconciling the inherent goodness we know God to possess with the obstacles we encounter. Nevertheless, Romans 8:28 prompts us to recall that in everything, God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. The act of entrusting oneself to God's will in the face of uncertainty and confusion is a profound journey of spiritual growth. This path demands that we relinquish our desire for control, confront our apprehension of the unknown, and wrestle with our reservations regarding God's benevolence. Yet amid our hardships, we discover a steadfast and unshakable faith that transcends all circumstances. During these critical junctures, it is paramount that we cling to the immutable promises of Scripture, securing in the knowledge that God's plan is all-encompassing and His love boundless. In moments of uncertainty and detachment from our faith, it is prudent to recall the words of Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6, which implore us to place our unwavering trust in the Lord rather than relying solely on our limited understanding. By submitting to His will in all aspects of our lives, we can rest assured that our paths will be made straight by His divine plan. What does it look like to trust God when you don't understand? It means surrendering our fears and doubts to God. When faced with uncertainty, fear tries to grip our hearts and doubts flood our minds. At present, we find ourselves in a pivotal juncture wherein relinquishing our emotions to the benevolent and proficient hand of God is imperative. The Bible reminds us in Psalm 34, verses 17 and 18, "The righteous cry out, and the Lord hears them. He delivers them from all their troubles. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and save those who are crushed in spirit." The divine assures us that our supplications will not go unheard, as the Almighty stands by us through our moments of vulnerability and affords us deliverance from the trials that befall us. Let us take a moment to relinquish our trepidations and hesitations to the divine presence. The Holy Scriptures are replete with innumerable assurances from the Almighty that can furnish us with the fortitude to repose faith in Him, even when we are grappling with incomprehensible predicaments. Among these promises lies Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 and 6. "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight." This exhortation serves as a resounding call to trust the Creator unequivocally. The assurances of God are steadfast bastions of hope that tether us to His veracity and assure us of His sovereignty, even in the face of daunting circumstances. By anchoring ourselves to these promises, we gain the fortitude to confide in Him despite the uncertainty that befalls us. At the juncture of life's intricacies, we must seek divine insight, particularly when grappling with inexplicable situations. James chapter 1 verse 5 reminds us, "If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you." During times of confusion, one may turn to the Almighty, seeking His divine wisdom and comprehension. The Creator pledges to bestow upon us the clarity we yearn for. We must allocate moments to implore the Almighty's wisdom and counsel through prayer, introspection, and the examination of His Holy Scripture. In doing so, we fortify our receptivity to His voice and align ourselves to receive the necessary guidance that allow us to place our unwavering trust in the divine. Placing our trust in God amidst confusion is a daunting task that many of us encounter. It necessitates relinquishing our apprehensions and uncertainties, relying on divine assurances, and soliciting His wisdom and direction. Nonetheless, the fruits of this odyssey are incalculable. It is in the moments of unwavering faith that we encounter the serenity that transcends all comprehension and the elation that emanates from the knowledge that God reigns supreme. During instances where confusion or doubt may seem overpowering, it is important to embrace surrender, rely on divine promises, and pursue divine wisdom. Have faith that divine guidance is always present, providing support and comfort throughout your journey. It is important to acknowledge that you do not walk alone in this expedition. Be encouraged by the words of Isaiah, chapter 41, verse 10. "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Entrusting ourselves to God, even when we're able to comprehend His ways, should not be deemed as an exhibition of frailty or a dearth of conviction. Rather, it takes immense bravery to relinquish our uncertainties and anxieties to His divine providence and to have confidence that He is orchestrating all circumstances for our ultimate benefit, even amid obscurity. During these moments of confusion, let us recollect the accounts of exemplary figures such as Moses, Joseph, and Job, and be mindful that just as God remained steadfastly faithful to them, so too shall He be unwavering faithful too. During moments marked by turmoil and ambiguity, it can be all too simple to perceive oneself as isolated and forsaken. However, we must grasp onto the truth that the Almighty is by our side, even when comprehension eludes us. Rather than allowing the adversity to sow seeds of skepticism and anguish in our hearts, let us instead cling to the divine guarantees and have faith that every circumstance is being orchestrated for our ultimate benefit. To place our trust in the divine when our comprehension fails us necessitates a paradigm shift. It entails surpassing our immediate circumstances and fixing our gaze on the eternal. The Apostle Paul in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verses 17 and 18 instructs us that our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. In the comprehensive design of God's plan, our present battles are merely a minuscule fraction. The act of placing our trust in God, even in times of confusion, demands that we relinquish our need for immediate solutions and instead submit to His divine timing. While we may not always comprehend the reasons behind events or understand God's purpose, we can be certain that His ways surpass our own and His timing is impeccable. When we renounce our understanding and accept His sovereignty, we are granted peace and solace amid uncertainty. To conclude, the act of placing our trust in God amidst the presence of confusion and uncertainty is a journey that necessitates surrender, persistence, and unwavering faith. It is during these moments of perplexity and skepticism that our reliance on God is tried and refined. Yet as we relinquish our apprehensions and uncertainties to Him, rely on His assurances, seek His guidance, and direct our attention toward the eternal, we will discover the fortitude and bravery necessary to place our complete trust in Him. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Cast your cares upon Him, and you will see Him fight your battles and give you unimaginable victories.